Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel and part 2 of what to do with our queen bees. So in the last video we found 2 live queen bees in our colony and 1 capped cell, and we took a little bit of time to figure out what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 queens that we caught here.
I'll let them out.
We pinched them in their little cages here.
We caught them.
We caught them.
Pinching queens means killing them.
Okay, well we didn't kill them. They're alive in there. So we caught them, and so there's still a cell in the beehive that's not emerged. So we're going to take the 2 that we caught and we're going to put them in these mini nukes right here, and then we're going to shake some other bees in with them to start a new colony with them. And then we're going to just let the queen that's in the cell here still just be the queen of the hive.
She'll emerge, go out, get mated. Hopefully everything goes well. There's still lots of drones out. She should be emerging any day because these looks like these just emerged too. So we've got these little mini mating nukes. These are just 4 little mini frames. We'll put syrup in this part, and we'll keep them closed in here tonight, but we can open it up. So the queen, because we assume one or both might be virgins, one might be a laying worker. It's a little hard to tell what's going on with this hive, but we're up for an experiment. So we're gonna keep you posted.
Here's what this looks like too. These have got so they've got little frames in here that we coated with wax, and we have a video about coating the frames with wax. Go check it out, previously posted. And so yeah, now let's get the bees in here.
Fun fact, these are all 3D printed too.
Get you a little bit different angle so you can see the hive while we work. So he's checking to make sure that the queen hasn't emerged yet while we decided what to do with these 2 queens that we caught. Still looks good.
Still looks good. So as you can see right here in the middle.
That's
right there in the middle. Right there.
Oh, there. That's what I thought. They were all over it. So right there is a queen cell. There's a whole bunch on it.
So that is still capped. Still looks good.
I know what you're doing.
I'm gonna shake some bees in.
Oh, from this one? I thought you were gonna do it from a different cell.
No, might as well take good nurse bees here.
Do you want your brush? I don't know that I recommend the lid.
Grab your brush.
But we have a bee brush here that'll not smash your bees. Much more gentle. So he's just knocking them in there. And then catching them.
Okay.
Let me shut it up.
Maybe just a little. Okay. We're trying to take nurse bees because they're more likely to stay with this colony anyway.
Okay, so now he's releasing the queen into there. Wait, but you don't want him in there.
I'm not going to release the queen just yet. I'm going to put this, and we'll put a lid on these guys for a minute.
You don't want those in there though, right?
What?
The bees in there, because that's where the syrup's
No,
gonna
they
go.
can go through that. They can go through there to get syrup. They'll be fine.
So there's a little hole in here, and that's where we're going to put syrup water. There's a hole that they can get into. I was worried that they're going to drown. I'm like, they're going to drown if we put them in there. But no, we're good. We've got all the bases covered.
Okay, now we're going to fill up another one.
We got another queen cell. What's this called?
Mini mating nuke.
Mini mating nuke.
Brush.
Okay. Honeymoon suite. I'm just kidding.
Okay, get the inner cover on that. Outer cover.
So the inner cover. There it is. Okay. Trying not to smash them. Oh, there it is. Just like that. Now they're all confused. They're like, what are we doing in here?
both those entrances are closed still, right? Yep.
So the entrances are closed. They can breathe the little holes, but they can't come in and out. What are we looking for?
Final inspection as we close this hive up. Make sure we didn't really miss anything else. We don't find a third queen. You know, just unknown. This hive has been full of surprises tonight.
Those drones really throw me off because they're big. I'm like, oh, a queen. I'm like, oh, wait, no.
Just a drone. But I'm glad we have drones. Still this season, because they haven't kicked them all out yet. Because if our hives are re-queening themselves, we need drones. Just looking at these, looking for eggs. Just because I know there were some on this last frame in here. So this is the one I really wanted to check and just make sure there wasn't like a third queen laying down here. See, we've got eggs and larvae, and there's that one cell. You can see that one cell right in there.
Okay, yes.
Where there's an egg on the side and one in the bottom.
Oh, yep.
But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. All right. We've got larvae. Hard to say whether or not it'll be drone or regular. There's a lot of other drone here, but again, could be that we had a mother-daughter. Could be that one of these queens been out and started laying really quick. From my understanding, they won't start laying for about a week after they mate, though, so it would seem, I'll say, unlikely that we had a queen raise and emerge, come back, start laying. Rather more likely that maybe clear at this far end of the hive, because this is such a large hive, we might have ended up with a laying worker just at this end. We will see. It'll be an interesting experiment, but I'm just watching these ones close because usually, not always, but usually you'll find a queen within a frame or two of where you see eggs. And this was being clear over here.
Well, she's one of the first ones.
She could be. We're going to check those as closely as we put them back in too.
So we had pulled 2 frames out, and they're on the side here.
And this was a queen cell that had emerged.
So there could be another queen in there somewhere.
How many
Queens
queens?
everywhere.
How many queens can you have in one hive in one day?
It's really unique to find multiple because they normally kill each other pretty fast.
Or kill before they even emerge.
Yep. They'll open up the cell and kill the larva before it's even ready to come out.
We're looking here close for a queen. We did not see any eggs on this frame though, so that's why we would have been surprised to see her, as we were pulling these out initially. There's nectar down there. For a second I thought it was a larva. Those drones, you're right, they do throw you off. Well, we do have a third mini mating nuke ready in case we do find a third queen here. What's surprising, this hive has been doing pretty well. Maybe not quite as strong as our others, but as we were going through, they've still put up a lot of resources. They've got a good population. It's not like they were, discernibly smaller than the others. I can get my sticky gloves out of the way here. Okay. I'm going to slide these all together like we always do.
So believe it or not, in a few days we're going to have to come back in this hive again to make sure that has emerged, that queen, because if it hasn't, we have to add one of these queens back in it. Otherwise, there's not going to be anything able to lay in here. So we're going to shut this up, and then release our queens into there, right? Or
Yep.
release our queens first?
Yeah, we're gonna put some sugar syrup in there with those. We'll release the queens into those mini mating nukes. We'll get this buttoned up. That's all of our activity for tonight. And then yeah, we're not gonna come back in here for probably 1 to 2 weeks. We want to give that new virgin queen cell time to hatch, go out, mate, come back. You know, and when we come back in next, we're hoping to see obviously good laying eggs. Now we're also hoping with these other 2 mating nukes and these 2 queens that, you know, we can watch them. You know, one may be either a laying worker, mother-daughter, we don't know. But if we see good egg laying pattern in these mating nukes, you know, then we can either use one of those queens to put back in this hive, should this queen not mate well or not mate at all, you know, get eaten by a bird, whatever happens on those mating flights. You know, anyway, we're just gonna see. It's a grand experiment. It's, you know, we're learning, so happy to share our experiences with you.
So for our mating nukes, that's where our beehives are. We're putting one mating nuke over here and one over here. We're kind of separating them away from the colony so they don't go back to the main hives. And so that way they can make their own hives.
We're also putting the entrances different directions. That mating nuke's facing north for us. This mating nuke over here is facing west, or east and west, however this is. You know, a little bit of separation, so hopefully those queens, if they need to go out and mate, I think one of the 2 probably does, they'll hopefully find their way back home.
So he's going to add syrup here. So that way they have something to build comb from. Oop, they're all coming out. They're like, run away. Okay, we're adding syrup to the second one. Okay, and the queens are next. Okay, over here we are putting this queen. This was the bigger one, right?
This was the bigger queen.
So we would just drop her right down in here. Or Terrence is, I'm not helping, I'm videoing. Making sure she stays in there and doesn't fly away, because that'd be a problem. Go down, girl, go down. Did you get her? That looked questionable.
I hope so.
98% sure she made it in the box.
I want to peek.
He can't help himself.
But we're just gonna hope. We're gonna hope that she went in and didn't fly off.
Okay, number 2. This is the smaller of the queens that we caught, so it could be a laying worker bee or it could be unmated queen bee.
There she goes, down in.
She went straight down in, that's awesome. Sometimes it's really hard to work in these gloves.
They get really sticky. Need to actually go get a little, some sort of float. I need to get a little float stick to put in this syrup.
There you go, so they don't all drown.
So they don't all drown in there.
So one more thing to add, but we're gonna go do that. Thank you for joining us today in our part 2 of what we're gonna do with all of the queens we caught out of our one hive and what our plan for that was. We'll see how it works out. We'll check back in a few days and let you know what happens. Thanks again for joining us today. Don't forget to like this video down below and to subscribe so that way you can join us in all of our future videos. Thanks you guys. Bye.